There are things we can do. We bring it good news and we give it to you. We talk about podcast and connecting people and culture from getting up out of the club. Qualified people who willing to sell. Blessing that time and that effort are rest. The brothers giving us the end, the promise of them. The welcome and life with African.
I lyrical
Master.
Clay Paris, who make you, I can't ask you if you been you. Say my journey, Tina get I say my jamo. And you say no money, and more I get you. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmaster.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the baby, and I don't forget it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmaster.
There are things we can do. We bring it good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from getting up out of the club. Qualified people who willing to sell. The flesh, the time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the premise my best. To work with my life with us, yeah. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Indeed, Sktv, we are the best. Sktv, we are the best in Africa, in Liberia, and all of the rest of the world. That's why we start with all of the information we give you, all of the praises we give you, all of the hard work. Some of you who've been working hard, we acknowledge your hard work. We acknowledge everything that you've been doing for this platform. Whether you respectfully disagree, whether you arrogantly disagree, whether you insult us, any kind of way you go, we always here and we always give you this platform for you to be able to have a say. Because at the end of the day, I think all of us will want better Liberia, no matter what, no matter which side, no matter which political party you fall, no matter your location, whether you are as you may call you black or you white. At the end of the day, we all want better Liberia. So, folks, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and help us share the show. Those of you who are watching, it's not easy indeed. Mama Liberia is getting interesting day by day. I can always be saying these things. If I'm looking for my own parable, I can see some of the what the proverbs. Some of you who have some of the proverbs, you got to be sending them to us. Where are these proverbs? Yeah, it's not easy. 2024, when Sktv started with the entire government, people think that we normally hate, oh, you people don't like the president, you people hate the other one, you people get issues, you people this, you people. In fact, to the extent that some people even wrote in fact, Real TV or in fact, Truth FM management, that indeed they should get Sktv out of the airway because Sktv sound, the way Sktv can talk, the way Sktv can do this, everything you say, you criticize, you say all of the things that you wanted to say, but today now, where are we? Where are we though? Parable with school. Perhaps, man, it'd be interesting. Good evening to all of you. I'm trying to share the link around to our team. Yeah, let me see. I'm finding it a little bit difficult with my network here, but let me see quickly. Help us share the show, people. The show will be interesting. Sorry. Yeah, I think I need some water, man. The show will be interesting today, more than interesting, because at the end of the day, I know some of you will go back into your little closet and be wondering as to why you want to do politics, and in fact, why you even want to even support most of the politicians, because at the end of the day, it worth nothing. They're always playing you while you are always there defending, acting like you love them more than they do. Why in this world that you love your neighbor more than yourself? It's not even part of the Bible. The Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. But only in Liberia that you will see the struggling people who are hungry. They don't even have food to eat. The people treating them anyhow they want to treat them, and they want loving the same people that are really treating them. Something is wrong somewhere. So let me just say this quickly in passing. That's why I just love reading the Bible, but especially Jesus' story and so forth. When you're giving someone his parable and so on, someone's story. So you talk about the Good Samaritan, yeah. The man along the way, other people jump on the other man, beat the man, take all the man things and everything, and the man was laying along the road. The man was laying inside the road, you imagine. All the other people that were passing by the time they pass say, hey man, look at that man, they beat the man all of that, they will pass. Hey man, they may stay alive, they will pass. Hey man, they made like this all of them until this person wouldn't even from the entire region who are going somewhere to go do its business. He didn't want to say, oh no, let me see. Went to the man, how you were able to give the man water. He said, no, I think they person stay alive. Let me carry them. He had to put that man on his house by then and carry the man for treatment. Today, in short, what I'm trying to say is that I'm starting with Senator Amara Conan. He's saying about things yesterday that were criticized. We all condemn, as they want today becoming like gospel. We should praise and sing. We should dance and want for everything because it is the person we love so dearly. So in short, some of you will say, oh, the CDC government, they remove Kabina Jane. Let me just pass you quickly before I welcome my brother. Let me see what going on. I cannot see Ali. Okay, good. So I'm seeing Ali. Someone say, oh, every time, when they did conversation, people come in, hey, the CDC government, they remove Kabina Jane. Yes. They remove Kabina Jane. We criticize the CDC government. But when United Party took over, there was slot. There were vacancy for that same position. You claim that you love the system or the rule of law. You claim that you respect the rule of law that someone, abuse. But the slot was there. You allow that same slot. You bring different person. You allow the man who was illegally removed according to you. You silence the man. Tell me, what are you doing? Well, anyway, we'll get more to talk today. But Ali, good evening. What's up, everything?
Oh, good afternoon from my end, Mayborn. Good afternoon to our listening audience and follower out there. Glad to be here this afternoon. Ask Mama Liberia.
Well, my dear brother, we are okay. Mama Liberia is doing great, apart from all of the prevailing situations, ranging from the energy. I guess some of you're already aware of the kind of difficulty that we are going through when it comes to energy. Some of our local businesses, they are seriously going through a lot. Let me just say this evening. Maybe some of you, maybe you haven't interacted with most of our local businesses, but some of us who go to new places, we feel sorry for most of our businesses. But Aliu, you imagine that most of our businesses, they are depending on power. But when you go to the places, brother, they are all dark. And sometimes people, 1 or 2 customers go there after a few times. The whole entire day, they will not get 1 customer because of that. We want to go sit down in heat. So at the end of the day, most of the businesses, they just there sitting down, nothing going, nothing coming. So economically, my brother, or economic wise, I want to tell you that yes, our people, they are going through a lot. It's not easy. For me, I've been touring a lot of small business places, and from all in fact observations, I think it's not good. I think our government have to work hard on the energy because it's not easy. Our businesses, seriously, this is very, very serious. Even when we open the land now, people want to even cry. They want to even tell their own frustration about the energy, about some of the things that they are going through. So that's one. Another one have to do with our president yesterday doing the delegation of the flourish or the Ministry of Local Government compound that were reconditioned, and the president went there yesterday make some remarks to include some of the parable that was said yesterday, and the parable spark of mixed reactions in the public land that the president was referring, even though we'll play the video so that some of our people are not want to be quoting that phone manner, so that maybe sometimes people can feel that yes, also maybe silent, but we'll play the video about the parable that our president used that and people are going to places and something want to call us, you shouldn't pay attention. But we'll say that later on. So that parable spark of mixed reactions. Then Yeke Koruba issues still continue. There are a lot of mixed reactions. This morning we listened to Senator Davis Dina of Montevallo County also condemning the way Honorable Yeke Koruba was expelled from the lower house, that it was not a due process, and that was wrong. So they should give Representative Yeka Koruba due process. So again, that's another one. Then later on, the House of Representatives also they talk about adding additional 16 seats, or better say representatives that will be representing all beginning 2029. So that means 2029, 16 additional seats will be added to the previous 73. So we'll be making it, I think, 89. So that's one of the later news that our people now will be having 89 lawmakers beginning 2030. That's the later news. Then the Central Bank of Liberia also, mind you, doing the president 10 days additional setting of the lawmakers is, the president also requested that the lawmakers should approve the printing of additional banknotes. And the Central Bank of Liberia today doing a hearing, they talk about $79 billion Liberian dollars that needed to be printed because they're saying that we may likely run out of cash. I don't know from where, I don't know what happening, but again, they said additional $79 billion Liberian dollars should be printed from now to 2030. So that means they'll be doing it maybe step by step along the way, and that's it. So, and then, brother, our listeners, our viewers, those of you who just joining, these are some of the happening back home. Our country is indeed tense with a lot of happening, political happening, situations, the livelihood of our people, the conditions. And the last one I have to do with Senator Emma Corner. I think he wrote a little piece. I think I'll go back to that and see also where he condemning the behavior of this government, that the government came to power to change things around, but not to go back with the same path of the previous government. Then where is the change that they all they fought for? So I think we'll go into that also later on and see all of these things. Yeah, so but at least so far so good. These are some of the happening back home.
Thank you, Mabon. Thank you. Yes, for the update. But the problem here, like you talk about energy. This one I will have a conversation with somebody from the CSA building agency or whatsoever, and they were fanning themselves with paper. I say, what's going on? Say that small heat kidding us here 1 month now. The whole CSA building, I think, of second floor and that of the fourth floor, there is no electricity there. I think they the one at third floor get electricity. 1 month now. These are things are happening. Well, the government, when you ask, what have this government done since they took over? The only thing they will brag about that there is stable electricity in the country and running water. That's all they will tell you about. Anytime you say, what have the government done? They are surrogates, they are supporters, they will say, now Liberia has stable electricity and running water. But today, Baka is saying that they shouldn't listen to us in the diaspora because we are not living there. When you are listening to like a reckless jabs that he always throw, I don't know why the president is getting so cheeky these days. Whenever he go for him to address issue, he want to get talks to Liberian people. This is how ungrateful he is. Yesterday, there were Liberians who were never in the country. They were discussing about bad governance, corruption, hardship. They were not in the country, but you were listening to them. They stood by you, they supported you. But you didn't say, oh, you shouldn't listen to them. They're not in the country. But today you are miserably failing the Liberian people, corruption, bad governance, all of these things happening in the country. When they talk about it, you say they shouldn't listen to them because they don't live with us here. They don't know what we are doing here. But yesterday they were supporting you. And those same people, they are frustrated today, some of them, because this is not what they voted for. Like my former manager, he nearly lose a job in this country. 3 months campaigning with Unity Party from bush to bush. They wanted to replace him with me. I said, no, I don't want the position. That what made him, he kept his job today when he came back. And later on, he lose it again. And today, every one of them, they are frustrated. This is how ungrateful you are. Today, you're telling people not to listen to diaspora Liberians because they are not in the country. They don't live with you people there. But yesterday, you were listening to them. You wholeheartedly welcome them. You embrace them when they were in the diaspora, talking about bad governance. But today, you are doing the same thing, and you say they shouldn't listen to them. This is how ungrateful you are. So that's just it that Mayborn. And that's the issue that when it comes to electricity. And Darius Dillon, like you said, for me, Dillon, and
yeah, so we'll do a bit by bit. But Ali, yeah, so we'll do a bit by bit.
You share the link. You share the link.
I'll share the link with other people. They will come up, but we'll do a bit by bit. Don't rush it. Don't rush the entire show. Like Steve can say, take your own time. I just wanted you to just chip it. So with the energy, you are quite correct. Our people are going through a lot. Let me be frank. Some of you out there, that's why I want to say on the radio that when the rain fall, it don't fall on the good and leave the bad people know, or fall on the bad people and leave the good people know. It fall on everybody. So when the energy go, it go everywhere. What other United Party get a shabu? What other CDC parties get a shabu? What other CMCU? What other JJCU? What kind of a political party person? The energy go off. That person business, or what you may call, everything will pause until the energy come back. That's bad. That's not a good thing, especially a country that is fighting to control or maybe to be able to do something, especially with our own citizens. I think this is not right. But again, I think Brother AB is here. Let me see how to bring on. Yes, indeed. AB, welcome quickly before I play the video of my president Mantico. Let me welcome you first. Good evening. What's up?
Good evening, Mabel. Let me say good afternoon to Aliyu. And good afternoon to all of the followers, man, both at home and abroad. The topic that you guys are just talking about your deacon, maybe you got to take responsibility for the deacon. I don't know whether this is how you brought your deacon or in the Baptist church, but you got to do something about it, man. This deacon is becoming too reckless. Yes, I don't know where the paranoia is coming from, or when certain age, older people just tend to get angry sometimes and use words. Look, I don't care why people will interpret the intention or the so-called quote-unquote parable. The fact that you will make a comparison with human being to dog, I mean, it's so irresponsible for anybody to make those comparisons. The first thing he stated, Liberia not making land, the world, God not making new land. Those kind of recklessness, and people still come and defend it. But I feel that he's so entitled to Liberia that anything he does, it must go unquestioned. Yet do whatever I want to do here. This is high degree of recklessness. I mean, if other person would tend to refer to people, especially those of us that are in the diaspora, and trying to point out the shortcomings and other problems in our country, he fully well know that people in the diaspora spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on a yearly basis, if not millions, on a yearly basis in our country to even sustain that economy that is literally dragging in the waters. If you think the diaspora not pumping money in our country, there you'll be having an economy right now. Go to your bank and ask them how much money people in the diaspora are infusing in the economy. For you to come make comparison talking about, the people, the fact of the matter is that they are when they're talking, all the dog barking, if you decide to throw a stone at all of them, you're not restoring
the video.
It's so sad. But listen, I just got a 20-minute meeting. I will come back on you guys, but I just wanted to point that thing out real quick. This is offensive. It's very, very disrespectful. But I owe the people in the diaspora and Liberia an apology. We need to demand it out of him to state that. This is recklessness. Well, I will join you guys in a few, okay?
Okay, Mr.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Brother AB. So, first, you please help us share the show. We want the show. Yeah, I'm sharing the show, Brother Aliu. But quickly, let me see this video. Quickly, let you have the video play where we do the sharing of the show about deacons. This is my own deacon, though, my Baptist deacon. Some of you will cry, you'll get tired because our deacon. Now, what we can do in a deacon church, we don't even burn blow. We don't even jab things.
Celebrating 179 years. We ought to ask ourselves, are we where we should be? But we're not complaining about the past. I always say, forget about the past. Don't cause the darkness, turn the light on. We hear a lot of criticism from people, but don't mind them. They don't live here. We live here. We know what we want for our people. When you are walking a long distance and you have a lot of dogs barking at you, if you stop to throw a rock at each dog, you will not reach. Just move on, move on. Our job is to move on to build our country, make it better for our people, give them good drinking water, good roads, electricity, quality education for their children, good environment. That's the purpose. That's what they stood up to elected for. And this is what we are committed to do. He's celebrating 179.
Well, so there you have it. Those of you, when this statement came out from our president, I think this is the second time our president making this kind of statement, especially from the parable of Brother Aliu, where the president said by then that Donald Trump was coming for you people. I don't know what really is the issue with, I was talking with one of my friends from the US. I said, you see, I told the president, I said, it's sweet for you. Let me be frank. Sometimes I'll be borrowing some words from even Steve. Because, but I don't see the reason why I will be in the US, for example, and support politicians back home. I don't see the reason. If it is not for me to get some kind of more ministerial position, then what's the reason? Because, Aliu, all of you that are outside of Liberia, if you people were united at this time, all the politicians they're going to be, you people are going to be controlling the politicians. But because the politicians they feel that they will use you, they will go on outside, they come for continuing, they come for this, they come for all the things they put together when you're not struggling, when you get everything to them, they bring it here, then they use their political influence to say, I went in the US, I had a lobby, I had to do that to bring this so that I can be a help to you people. Today, that what they're standing on, and they are abusing our people, our mothers, our sisters, our brothers who are developing. You know what the people are doing for our country? Mr. President, even if you want to throw jobs. And but I need before you come on, this kind of statement, this is not the first time. I think let me just say to those of you, I think now 1994 doing the Houthis, I know, and Tutsi war, right? People were calling people courageous. Some of you say, oh, the parable. Oh, the parable. There's some parable that you don't say, okay, saying this is parable. Should we not say the parable in churches or in fact in the mosques? Say it's parable. Should we say the parable in our very homes? Say it's parable. There's some parables. And you don't say the parables to people. Because some of the parable, the people that brought about the parable, there was certain situation that they were in, that's how they bring it up, that's how they were able to think about this kind of thing and make it as parable. So today, I will play another video from one of the strong supporters of the rescue government, stating because he said something and I think what he was saying that is true. The president is overwhelmed by the Liberian people because the Liberian people keep talking that indeed the government is not doing the right thing. So the president is overwhelmed. Instead of him going back to his lieutenants to tell them that no, I don't think this is what we were elected for. No, you need all of these things. He's coming back to the same Liberians and be throwing jibes, be throwing talks in the name of his parable. Some of you there, you are defending. Some of these parables are good. Carry this parable to a very job site. Carry the parable to a very homes. Carry them to a very in fact places of worship.
The way Joe we can do it, can carry it to a church.
Good. Send the parable good. Let's carry the parable to a very places of worship. My people, what kind of example, Brother Ali, you think that this president will set with that kind of age and time that people's eyes are open? Young people, the same, the president just follow 2 minutes, or in fact 2 minute contradictions. Tomorrow morning we say, I can't listen to radio. I'm not on the internet. He will come in here and say, somebody send me a message. I saw a president. What kind of man are you? No, today some of you today, I think in fact you get angry because he's my deacon and he's not proceeding regularly. 2 minute contradictions in the president's statement. Every time when the president take the podium, nothing that you hear from him is a contradictions. I don't follow radio. You say radio again, you say the Liberian people, the Diaspora Liberian, they're just talking. Then what did you can follow the president, Mr. President? Why do you ever follow it? You're not on Facebook. Jesus. So, for me, I just felt frustrated when I heard that entire statement, and I felt that I think we are in a serious problem because we all wanted change, and the kind of change that we all fought for. This is not the kind of change that we want. Like we have to move forward. But some of you feel that because maybe they print, or maybe they paint, or maybe they do any kind of thing that you see around the filter, you feel that the government is making progress. I commented on the Ministry of Public Work post because the filter I want to run the RRA bill there, but I come on. The road there have been hotel for so long. They said based on they said they were doing auditing here and there. So because of auditing, so you want the people's life to be at risk just because you were doing auditing. So how far with the auditing? Now I'm hearing that in fact they already resumed today. How far with the auditing if these things are not political? So you pause the road work because you want to make it into a certain time where it will drag into a certain time and get completed into a certain time. Jesus. Well, anyway, but I go ahead, man. I'm just feeling so sick about Liberia because every time nothing will change. Politicians, the old people, they see old cycle yesterday. They are the one playing our young generation. Where's the jobs?
Thank you, Maybon. The problem here, like you said, the president and contradiction, they are 5 and 6. This same president told us that he don't listen to news, all of these things. If you don't listen to news, how you manage to know that people in the diaspora are complaining of bad governance, corruption, and the way in which you are running the country? So these are some of the lies. Joseph Boakai can lie when you talking. They say, oh, don't say the president can lie, this and that. How you manage to know that people are complaining when you don't listen to radio? You can only get in your car, you go to executive mansion, you go back home. So how you manage to know people are complaining? So these are some of the lies that this old man can tell. And that's it there, Maybon. If Joseph Boakai today, the question saying asking, are we to where we are today? That question goes to you. You've been working through all your entire life in government. You said you knew the problem the country was faced with. You the best man. You the agriculturist that when you take over, Liberians will no longer suffer for their own stable food. Those were things that you told Liberian people. As an agriculturist, look at your agriculture budget today. Look at your agriculture ministry. You bring in 285 yellow machines in the country. One farming equipment is not among them. Maybe that 2028 you will start to bring that one. The food you said Liberians were going to produce their own staple food that they will now go out. What have you done about that? When will you start producing food in the country? These are some of the lies that you told people. And your own supporter today, when they talk about it, you say they shouldn't listen to them. You asking, are we where we are today? You should be asking yourself, what is the change? What have you done different since you took over the country? This is your 10th year now. What have you done differently from the previous administration? What have you done that they say, oh, he said with Manasedi couldn't do this for 12 years. George Weah couldn't do this for 12 years. And see what the Papa doing now. The only thing you're doing is to divide the country every day. Every day is there division in the country. You use the legislature, they have now become a puppet or rubber stamp. Those that are supposed to keep you in check, you get total influence over them. Like Yeke Koluba said, you can muster the courage to get 49 signature to expel me. But you can muster the courage to get 49 signature to make sure good concessions are signed, good budget bills are signed, and things that will impact the lives of the Liberian people. But you will say that Joseph Boakai will use you to dismantle the horse, to undermine the peace and stability of the country, to undermine our democracy. They respect our constitution and rule of law. You will say that he will use you to do that. If you say where we are today, is that where we're supposed to be? We should be asking you. Because saying you took over, these are things that you're doing, destroying the country. You will be looking at Liberians. Or when you go somewhere, when doors are backing at you, you don't have to stand to be throwing stone at each of these doors, because if you continue that, you will not reach to where you are going. Joseph Boakai is literally saying that we, the Liberians, we are dog. So whether we create
that's an insult, no matter how you want to put it, that's an insult. That's an insult. But quickly, but Ali, let me just read this little piece from Amar Kone. I better say something to Amar Kone from Bakpolo County. He said that in Liberia, what was once condemned yesterday can become institutionalized today. Can you see it? We all yesterday we were here condemning the 3-day free course. Where is the 3-day free course? Where is the data? Where is the salary normalization? What kind of thing? What? Look,
these are things that yesterday they campaign on that when Boakai takes over 3-day free course, we come back to the country. Okay, there will be company, there will be concession everywhere. You see, a Boakai can look at his citizen today and call them dog. A president calling your citizen.
Where's the 3-day free course?
Well, all because they agree with you, they are not.
Where's the data? We still buying data, very expensive.
Why should a
even some of us are even talking and working today? We struggle to get 24 hours internet.
Joseph Boakai, at your age, you will
like there's a country where every time data will expire. Even if you even have the data in your phone, it will expire.
And then you see his supporters, they are there laughing. Today they are happy because they know to themselves that those people that Waka is referring to as dogs are oppositions. So they are happy with the statement that he made. But today, when you talk, they say, oh, you respect the president, you can't talk to the president like this. But the president should look at his citizens because they align with him, they agree with him, he called them dogs. But today, when you use adjective on him, they say they respect the president. Respect is earned. The energy.
Yeah, so we'll come back to that. So let me continue. Let me continue with Senator Amara Corner and say, well, if I once upon a time, or if I once condemned yesterday, can become institutionalized today. And your day, the same thing has become the standard line in our governance debates. You see it? CDC remove Cabinet Janet. So we are also will remove Yaka Koruba. Jesus. Lord, I'm very interested. What kind of country is this?
And this is my question always.
What kind of country is this?
Done? What is the change? Anything Joseph Waka do when you thought they say George Weah did it? Anything. Like now, like you said, Mayborn from the earlier stage about Cabinet Janet. George Weah removed Cabinet Janet. Those were things that United Party campaign on that George Weah never had regard for the Constitution and the rule of law. That he removed Cabinet Janet and they went to court. They told him to reinstate George Weah. They didn't do it. Cabinet Janet went to ECOWAS court. Still, George Weah, they didn't put him back to a position. You use that situation that George Weah didn't respect the rule of law and you ran campaign. The Muslim
and you got a vote, got a vote of our Muslim community.
Because of that.
You see, it's bad.
And you want today, you couldn't take Cabinet Janet now and put him to that position, but you use him, you use the situation and you dash him. You see? Today, you use that situation and you dash him. What have the government done that have impacted the lives of the people? Me, I can always say, we're in Monsorado County. Let's forget about all the other counties. Right with me, Monsorado. What have Waka done in 2 to 3 years that have impacted the lives of the people in Monsorado County? The president building roads and things. No, don't tell me about roads. Yesterday,
I think it's the only thing that I'm seeing right here in rehab. If you go rehab right now, you will see that there's I don't even know how to even describe it, but the mansion there is not easy to say that the president home is surrounded by alleys, even though it's not only alleys. You see that kind of living?
Surrounded by alley. When you
see that kind of living?
The president building roads and things so that how Labrador will be. Eli Justice Eliki row, George Weah row, Joseph Waka row. So any government that row, no, Joseph Waka is on the record. He said that Liberian people private they don't need roads. You see, Liberian people need job. Even in the roads that the previous administration was doing, these are sour roads.
Yes, they were now, yes, this road not even up to standard. Yeah, now getting the standard road from them.
Liberian people probably now is job. They need job that they will be able to sustain themselves. They send their children to school instead of them saying that the government officials stealing the money, sending their children abroad to go and get quality education. These are things that you are coming to change. So you shouldn't be telling me Waka building roads. Even your public works minister himself, all of the road projects they are doing, these are things that money were already there for. Okay, so government is continuity. I will grade them 100% always for that. They are doing extremely well by continuing the previous administration project. But you shouldn't say he building road. No, he criticized this thing. You condemn it. He said Liberia problem was job, and he was going to come. He's the man to create job. There will be job everywhere. You will see one child in the street. Where are the jobs? He said he told his finance minister every budget year he should put money in the budget to create job. The budget here now or send was not there. Did he veto any budget? No. Where are the jobs? You shouldn't be talking, oh, he's doing this. What is he doing that has impacted the lives of the people in Monsorado County where they cannot even get stable electricity, even or good or drinking water within Monsorado County? When even in Monsorado County, people children are sitting on the floor. In school, people go to school, they have to
right here. That's number one.
For them to administer. This is why I always ask him, what have he done to impact the lives of the people in Monsorado County? Let's forget about all the other counties. Me, I always want to know. That's the capital. That's where everybody living. But today you see people living in Monsorado, they stay living in Bokonjire. people children sitting on the floor within Monserrado County. What is the change? When you thought they say George, we are remove cabinet Janet, we will remove for Natikufa. George, we are remove for cabinet Janet, we will remove Yeke Koluba. What is the change? If you knew you were only coming to continue the lawlessness and the bad governance of CDC, as you said, then what is the change? What you came for?
So let's go back. To Senator Amaya. Law exists in every country, but there's a deeper truth that separates laws from justice. Indeed, legality doesn't always mean morality, and morality doesn't always find its way into law. That's truth. So a dangerous pattern is being normalized in our governance. That over time, what was considered bad governance and exploitations is being what? Normalized, converted into legal proceedings. You see it? Yesterday, exploitation. You know, and there's some kind of word that the people can always use. Those people who always complain about being oppressed. The people are oppressing. So you give them power. They not take the gavel of power to do terrible things on their own people. So he's saying here that the system don't just permit behavior, and this sharp morality is a rewriting right and wrong to protect what benefits them. Indeed, that's a leadership. That's terrible for my own deacon, President Bwaka. Whether you like it or not tonight, moving forward, some of us will come here because this thing will not be here at the day our eyes close. We'll be dead and gone. Look at the Putu Mountain. My whole time, I saw the people that discussing where I was born, grew up. I went to that mountain when I was a little child. Today, these resources were reserved for us for our betterment, so that our lives can be better. But today, all the resources have been given are free. People are having excavator moving up and down, digging goals. Dig down 1 year and then nothing. But you hear you fighting, you hear you get causing people. You think if you do the right thing here, you think we'll come here and waste our time? You can't talk what? But because the system is messed up, so let me just play the video so that some of you can listen, because when we come here, you feel that we hear the government, we don't let the government, we have issue with no. Every part of Liberia is just messed up. Our system up to now, the school system, you can't tell us as to how much for school to charge parents when it comes to fees. You criticized all this thing yesterday.
Yes, these are things that he criticized. You see?
Fees up. The school overflow charging. The school did everything that you criticized yesterday. You haven't charged 1 year. We into 10 years.
Joseph Baka have become a serious embarrassment and disgrace to our country.
So seem to be angry with the Liberian people. Then to those he hired, he implored. And it's going to be a serious issue. The president knows which ministry performing and which ministry not performing. He knows that there is no one investment since he took over that the government don't have to give money and put money in like the private poor. The government have to put a certain amount of money in. It's a revolving door, rewind. Therefore, the president is angry, and he said the people are complaining. Liberians can complain too much. He broke down the people's homes, and he said the people are complaining. He took jobs from the people, the transport ministry, and he said the people are complaining. And people got to get this right. But the frustration should go towards those people that are in government that are performing. So I think the president is misplaced with his frustration. He's expecting more, but he's not getting it because he has people in government that are not performing. And instead of being mad at them, frustrated with them, he is mad at the Liberian people. When the people go to the hospital and no LDC at JFK, and they got to pay money out of the pocket that they don't have, President Bwaga get angry with them while they are complaining. When corruption is skyrocketing in the country and the people complain, then Josiah can say, oh, you take pay, you don't complain about it. President Bwaga get angry while the people are complaining. So the issue remains that President Bwaga frustration, because he is frustrated, to tell you the truth. And they're going to get mad at me on this one, no problem. He got to start being angry with the people. The people voted for President Bwaga for the change. They voted for the president to transform their life and transform the country. But when you got few people enjoying, and when they complain, and when they protest, President Bwaga get angry. And they beat the people, like the students, they jail them, because the whole government is being frustrated government. Dr. Richardson, the whole government is frustrated. Gregory Kuma is frustrated that things not happening like he expected. The ministries are all confused. The AFS soldiers are talking about the salary. They put 600,000 in the budget for them instead of $6 million.
You seen it? Thank God that you people hearing it from your own because all of these things that what happening. And these are facts. I come in, my brother, people coming quickly. I come in. These are facts because one judge joining us, we have 15 more minutes to go. These are all truth. Sometimes the guy they will send out most of the information, but not to, come with people. That's why when Monsignor wants to put it down that we don't come here with the gossips, the attacking people, going to other people, ministry. No, but it doesn't mean that we don't have the information. Every time we come here, we get more information. People reach out to us. People are still reaching out to us about situations, about happenings in system. How terrible! Someone just resigned from the from the CSA. I think the deputy there resigned, and I think I'm hearing that he's someone around the Ministry of Youth and Sport. He resigned because of a toxic working relationship. The man who fought hard also to bring the government to power, also resigning. You think that it's something, but go ahead, don't work on more.
Monk just giving one. You see, Stanton says something, and this is why we always say, those hustlers, those jokers, they will go to Liberia just to abuse our people. The Josiah Joker, 2 weeks ago, there was a letter that they were preparing that every government employee should sign. They call it non-disclosure agreement, that even if you're working in the government, 2-3 months you take pay, you shouldn't talk. When you talk, they are going to fire you. And today, they see Josiah Joker man standing. Finally, now he opened a mouth to tell the Liberian people that every government employee had to sign non-disclosure agreement. So that when you're working now, you may bond, they not pay you 3 months, 4 months, don't talk. The moment you talk, they will fire you. And when you sign that form, they will take you from the payroll. And I asked one of my friends, I said, so you people sign it? I said, but why we do my sign? We forced to sign it. We get no right. You know what it means to you to even say be making $75 per month? See how you abusing your people, right? Can Josiah Joker do that one in America? No. This is why they always wanted to Liberia to go and work their way in. They will abuse our people, and there is nothing that can come from Allah. A welcome, Monk.
What's up, guys? I'm just listening, enjoying the conversation. I don't know if you join you guys after the break, because we're already 15 minutes, less than 15 minutes to the hour, the top of the hour. So, but anyway, I'm just listening. I'm here listening. Maybe when you got anything, I'm listening to the.
Yeah, one of
you guys got any update from the non-disclosure agreement? What the true intent and what they're trying to achieve with that? Because I don't know who's.
But Monk, we get 12 minutes. You can go ahead. We got 12 more minutes.
Okay, let me just play because I think I saw that for a little time now, but I don't really go too deep. But I think from all indications, there have been a lot of noise. But I just said that if you don't sign the government non-disclosure agreement, you will be removed from the payroll. CSA Director General. So let me just play the video quickly. I think there's a statement in front of me. Look, we got a long way to go. Liberia is getting interesting day by day.
So we will make sure that the NDAs are processed appropriately and sent over to all the ministries, agencies, and commissions. Those MACs, through their human resource offices, will work with employees to make sure that the NDAs are signed and returned to the civil service agency. Any individual who continues to refuse compliance within 15 days following the June 2 deadline will be first blocked from the payroll and subsequently removed. The reason is simple. NDAs are globally accepted. Even people who come here and try to lecture us about freedom of speech, freedom of information. When they are hiring you, the first thing they subject you to is to sign their NDA. All international organizations here, all foreign missions here who hire Liberians, private sector institutions that hire Liberians, the first thing they subject you to is to sign their NDA. It is a standard practice. The public service, as we all know, cannot be a place of indiscipline. We have the responsibility to institute discipline and integrity. So this is non-negotiable. We are not doing anything outside of the laws. The NDA execution is in line with the code of conduct. It's in line with the standing orders for the civil service. It's in line with the human resource policy manual that governs the civil service. It's in line with established statutes and regulations and laws of our country. So there is nothing that is being violated as far as the execution of the NDA is concerned. The only thing it's going to do is going to help us to protect people.
Well, that's good. But more before we even go to this one, I think let's do you justice, and maybe you and brother AB, because this is interesting that the president again, after calling Donald Trump on you people and later on apologizing and calling you people to come back home and to Mali to develop, to be able to contribute to your country again. And yesterday, he said that you people, you're not getting nothing to do, your life basically, you're just talking. So we shouldn't pay attention to you people. So what say you
that? You want to say? Tell the thing. Oh, why you hiding that one?
So what say you, my dear brother Mark? Then we'll come back to that guy, brother AB, before maybe we'll close on with that CSA stuff or nothing.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, the NDA, that's why I want to see the document, the particular read-up for the NDA, because I know NDA, like you say, is universal. But universal for what? When we talk about universal NDA, we're talking about non-disclosure, confidentiality. You cannot expose whether that proprietary information. You got to protect sensitive data. In the case of Labra, I don't think that is the case. It's just another way to kick people off the payroll. But until I can see the document, because they will come up with a disclosure statement and people will be able to sign. I just want to know the intent of the NDA. Are they using it to vet existing payroll or to reconcile payroll to get some ghost name of the government payroll? Or are they doing it so that people cannot expose how much they make because they know they are paying people peanuts or pennies on the dollar? And what will be the repercussion? That's what I want to know. So I'm not going to jump in front of what he's saying. I'm just going to wait until they can come with a non-disclosure statement, and then we can read ahead to know exactly why the intent is. Because I'm not against NDA. I just want to know the intent of the NDA, because I know in Liberian government setting, it's not about sensitive information. It's not about confidentiality. That's something they are doing. They are targeting certain individuals, and they believe there's another way to get people off the payroll because there are not too many jobs over there. So I just want to read a non-disclosure statement, then we'll be able to expand on it moving forward. But for now, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. AB, welcome to the show.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. I was on early on, but I also got a quick team meeting I had to jump on. You know, sometimes when you're working from home, you got a lot going on. But again, let me say good evening to you, Mong, and then fascinating topic. Look, Mong, all of these things, these guys, they are just cosmetic things they are trying to do here, and intimidating titles, and they try to silence these people. Because first thing the question you should be asking, what prompted this particular non-disclosure thing?
Yeah.
Or the only thing people were talking about, they were not talking about any other thing that had to do with the functioning of the entity. They were not disclosing anything out there that, oh yeah, this entity is not doing X, Y, Z. What was their concern was their pay. That's the crux of the issue. We've been paid peanuts, or even the peanuts, we're not getting it on time. And even in the United States here, I bet you any entity that are paying the employee, the staffers and everything, they're going to be in a public space. They're not going to say that, oh, there is some kind of non-disclosure that you're not supposed to demand your just pay. They will say it in public, and even if a when you go out there, don't say anything. Then if you say something, you're going to fire. So that's the crux of the matter. Not to lay all the other things. You know, you're working for entity. There's non-disclosure. You can't do this. We all know that. But what drove the whole thing for the CSA to start coming out drawing this particular NDA to submit article among? It was based on the people, their salary issue.
Oh, so technically, let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
So you are talking about a non-disclosure agreement to silence people so that they cannot let people know that
even if you do that now as government, then what's going to happen to private institutions?
No, but people, every entity, be it government or private, we know. We work in the corporate world. Yeah, we know exactly those things are obviously part of the functioning of the entity. We know that. But my thing here is that what is driving, what motivated Joker, and you know, like a son I call him the Joker, this is what drove the whole thing that prompted that decision right now. It was based on the fact that some of those civil servants are complaining about their pay, and some of them were complaining about underpay and all those kind of things. So the thing about is to silence them not to talk about those things, because then we're violating something here. And then
so if you're talking about the private institution,
they start to fire them and all that kind of thing, Mong. So I don't know of any other thing that prompted the whole decision about drawing up this particular non-disclosure agreement.
But Abby, let me stop you there.
Right.
Based on what you are saying, for me, like I said, I know where it's going, but we're giving the benefit of the doubt until they can.
Right.
But from what you are saying, my understanding is they have no intention of improving compensation and the workers' or working condition, because if you will come up with a non-disclosure statement just to target people because you don't want to tell the public about getting paid, about getting pennies on the dollar for being underpaid as government employee, then I don't know how it can become a non-disclosure statement. You are literally telling us that you are about to abuse public employees, but then they should keep quiet. That's why you don't make out there.
That's how I see it, bro.
We won't pay you on time. And the moment you tell the public about any of the two instances, you
have to screw something up. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Good. So that's the point. Yes. So, but that's the point I was trying to make with the private institutions, because if government that what citizens also depend on for any kind of a redress, we want to even some wage, or maybe we want to hold a citizen by their throat in that form and manner. Let me just say it in this way, because I know most of our people today, a lot of them cry every time about salary delay, this and they not paying it in time. So if you coming out with this kind of a system, how well are you going to put this system in place? Are you putting this system in place to harass the workforce, or what?
No, really? You're getting the team mixed up. You brought a good point, but you didn't close it. You didn't close up or the way you're supposed to close it up. From the case AB is making, because AB is making projection as to what will happen based on what he see happen in the country, right? What the CSA board is technically saying, because I know the private sector, when it comes to labor laws and other things, they look up to the government. If the government cannot institute better working conditions, good wages, then it means you are just giving the private investor license to underpay and abuse.
Exactly.
So technically, Josiah Joga is telling any business out there that will employ librarian in the private sector, you can pay our people for months and they shouldn't be able to talk about it.
Absolutely.
You don't pay them, you can use them, you can abuse our labor laws, and you'll be able to walk scot-free. Because the government who so set the standard already coming after our people under the disguise of a non-disclosure agreement. So you just
that's
that anybody that hire a librarian, just abuse them and underpay them, and we will accept it because the government is doing almost the same thing.
Also, Musa they can even pay Melbourne for 2-3 months, and when you talk, they will fire you.
No, they will fire you because the government is doing it.
You know, the whole CSA, all the employees there. I said they signed that paper 2 weeks ago. I talked to people, most of those ministry, even to the final ministry, the agricultural ministry. I know about more than 50 people that have signed that agreement. So he's just talking today as if they're coming to share it. People are already signed.
But Aliyu, you guys forget, you're forgetting something. Remember, this guy had not even drawn up this particular non-disclosure agreement. He fired people from the cities, from the city corporation for they're setting the situation that, hey, look, don't complain, don't demonstrate, don't do, because demonstration, like for instance, when you're protesting out there, like what happened to Phoebe and other thing, they go right there and say, but why are you us out to protest here? Because then you have to speak to the journalists, you have to speak to the press about what's unfolding. And you definitely going to tell them the environment is toxic, we're not getting paid, we don't have the working equipment and everything else. So that's the disclosure they're talking about. They say, don't say anything about it.
Abby, I got a question for you today, Mr. Tishu. Not yet, so you owe him for us today because based on your experience. Yeah. When it comes to compensation in Liberia in terms of wages, do you know who impose or who do the background check in terms of the economic condition to determine wages in Liberia? Do you know which entity, whether they're coming from the lawmakers, whether they're coming from statutory laws, who set the condition for wages in Liberia in terms of how much people get paid on a monthly basis? I mean, regular, everyday working Liberian. Who set that standard?
I think it's a decent. I think it's the House of Representatives, or maybe let's just say the House, because I think they have a decent work act. I think I found that decent work act. Even though the decent work act, the other lawmaker quite recently, who Foundation number 3, Sumo Mova, also who criticized the money there. That in fact the money is very, very little for worker that is below 150. He said 150 is too little, so he's now doing some amendment or maybe looking for bill so that Ali can go up to 250 at least for.
No, maybe let me stop. Yeah. Let me stop you there.
The thing about it is, among every government when they come into power, like during the previous government, they talk about, hey, look, among the, I mean, within their platform and other things, they talk about, they emphasize, the decent wage situation, wherein people were taking $50 home, $75 and this and that, and they told you they're going to draw the payment at the minimum. Should be, I think, was it $150 or $200 something? I just forgot what was the total. 150. So, and then based on that, the finance minister and other people put a plan in place that, hey, look, this is going to be the minimum for civil service. Nobody will take less than $150 home. So then it comes down to, of course, qualification and other things. Then they will go down the line, but the minimum they drew up for the government at the time was $150. And then Mayu is the finance minister that disburses all of these things. Then maybe they will send it to the House for their approval or concurrence based on, because they are close to authority, the House of Legislature, they are close to authority when it comes to, what's the terminology, in terms of how the resources spent in the country. They authorize that, so that's what happened. So a government will come in and tell you, this is it. We're gonna have a minimum here, and then of course qualifications and all of the other variables will come in terms of how they're going to pay a manager, how they're going to pay. Mind you, if you recall, Samuel Twelve stated one time, he said that because it never had such a structure, they had drivers for some minister that were being paid even more than director in some entities. So he said that was unfair at the time. He said, look, this is the structure here. If you're a manager in company A, whatever you get in company B, manager will get the same thing with the same level of qualification and work specifications. So that's how they put that structure in place, man. And it came up. So I don't know.
I know that we got something called a minimum wage board.
Yes.
And they will work in collaboration with the Ministry of Labor and they got something called National Tripartite Council.
Yes.
The only reason I'm asking this question because when you look at time value of money going back to the 80s, people, the minimum wage technically for regular people almost like $250, even for the police officer or the immigration officer. And you're talking about 45 years later, even though inflation, and then you're talking about making $150. So it means if you are working in today's environment, you are worse than the people that worked 40 years ago.
In time value of money, yeah.
Yeah. So now I keep asking, who determines minimum wage? And matter of what happened for business It's coming to Labrador. Let's say Lebanese may open a store. Okay, Labrador that they want to work in what the counter, they are the store boy. I mean, what would be the bare minimum? Do you think they are paying people 150? I doubt it. If the government cannot even give
No, it's not working. That's not working, Mom. It's not.
The Lebanese may is not going to give you 150. So,
No way. Especially for a store boy, to say you're a store boy in a place give you 150. They're not going to do
I
it.
doubt it.
No.
Government employee
obviously,
can get
you're right.
150. How can store boy get 150? It's not
I
possible.
know. I doubt it.
But
I think what happened?
but I really quickly. Even there are a lot of professional areas. Like for example, even the nurses. I think there are I think either early part of this year or maybe any of 2025 at the ERW hospital, right? The nurses that were protesting. Someone was saying that in fact they were only making about 10,000, and 10,000 here is not less than $50.
Wait.
No, Mong, this is it. Remember, like I said, they started working. It was a working process at the time because even like for medical doctors, time before they were making less than $1,000. Some of them were making way down there. So they came up with previous government stated that nurses at least their minimum pay. So I mean, doctor should be $2,000. And it drew that up. So I don't know whether he has changed under this government or he going down. I don't know, but that was the kind of benchmark they used. That medical doctors minimum would be $2,000 to put them up there. But it was only concentrated for the civil service. And mind you now, in the private sector, I don't know whether they put a mechanism in place to draw up a minimum wage in the private sector. But the concentration was heavily on civil service. So I don't know what the plan
Are we
right
going for a break or are we getting the extra 15 minutes today?
The problem, those people.
I want to go for a break, or you guys say talking, so I just leave it that way. But if you want to go for a break, then go.
No, you're going if the news
If
break?
the time we can use it, I'm just asking. I mean, you guys are the one that called the shot.
No, you gotta go to the news paper and then you can go. We will wait.
Then we hold the line until you guys get back.
Yeah.
All right, no problem. All right, so let's go for the break.
Yeah, Monk. So that's the situation.
Well, here's my thing.
Right.
If you say right, if they are still struggling,
so we will make sure that.
I hope. Maybe I'm confusing, or I think.
I know.
But anyway, we'll come back after the 15 minutes.
Yeah. Let's just wait. We'll come back. Yeah.
The NDAs are processed appropriately and sent over to all the ministries, agencies, and commissions. Those MACs, through their human resource offices, will work with employees to make sure that the NDAs are signed and returned to the civil service agency. Any individual who continues to refuse compliance within 15 days following the June 2 deadline will be first blocked from the payroll and subsequently removed. The reason is simple. NDAs are globally accepted. Even people who come here and try to lecture us about freedom of speech, freedom of information, when they are hiring you, the first thing they subject you to is to sign their NDA. All international organizations here, all foreign missions here who hire Liberians, private sector institutions that hire Liberians, the first thing they subject you to is to sign their NDA. It is a standard practice. The public service, as we all know, cannot be a place of indiscipline. We have the responsibility to institute discipline and integrity. So this is non-negotiable. We are not doing anything outside of the laws. The NDA execution is in line with the code of conduct. It's in line with the standing orders for the civil service. It's in line with the human resource policy manual that governs the civil service. It's in line with established statutes and regulations and laws of our country. So there is nothing that is being violated as far as the execution of the NDA is concerned. The only thing it's going to do is going to help us to protect people.
People. Then to those he hired, he employed. And it's going to be a serious issue. The president knows which ministry performing and which ministry not performing. He knows that there is no one investment since he took over that the government don't have to give money and put money in like the public poor. The government have to put certain amount of money in. It's a revolving door, rewind. Therefore, the president is angry and he said the people are complaining. Liberians can complain too much. He broke down the people's homes and he said the people are complaining. He took jobs from the people, the transport ministry, and he said the people are complaining. And people got to get this right. But the frustration should go towards those people that are in government that are performing. So I think the president is misplaced with his frustration. He expecting more, but he's not getting it because he has people in government that are not performing. And instead of being mad at them, frustrated with them, he is mad at the Liberian people. When the people go to the hospital and no LDC at JFK, and they got to pay money out of the pocket that they don't have, President Bwaga get angry with them while they are complaining. When corruption is skyrocketing in the country and the people complain, then Josiah can say, oh, you take pay, you don't complain about it. President Bwaga get angry while the people are complaining. So the issue remains that President Bwaga frustration, because he is frustrated, to tell you the truth. And they're going to get mad at me on this one, no problem. He got to start being angry with the people. The people voted for President Bwaga for the change. They voted for the president to transform their life and transform the country. But when you got few people enjoying, and when they complain, and when they protest, President Bwaga get angry. And they beat the people, like the students, they jail them, because the whole government is being frustrated government. Dr. Richardson, the whole government is frustrated. Gregory Kuma is frustrated that things are happening like he expected. The ministries are all confused. The AFS soldiers are talking about the salary. They put $600,000 in the budget for them instead of $6 million. And the whole thing is just messed up. The president is always seemed to be angry with the Liberian people. Then to those he hired, he employed. And it's going to be a serious issue. The president knows which ministry performing and which ministry not performing. He knows that there is no one investment since he took over that the government don't have to give money and put money in like the public poor. The government have to put certain amount of money in. It's a revolving door, rewind. Therefore, the president is angry and he said the people are complaining. Liberians can complain too much. He broke down the people's homes and he said the people are complaining. He took jobs from the people, the transport ministry, and he said the people are complaining. And people got to get this right. But the frustration should go towards those people that are in government that are performing. So I think the president is misplaced with his frustration. He expecting more, but he's not getting it because he has people in government that are not performing. And instead of being mad at them, frustrated with them, he is mad at the Liberian people. When the people go to the hospital and no LDC at JFK, and they got to pay money out of the pocket that they don't have, President Bwaga get angry with them while they are complaining. When corruption is skyrocketing in the country and the people complain, then Josiah can say, oh, you take pay, you don't complain about it. President Bwaga get angry while the people are complaining. So the issue remains that President Bwaga frustration, because he is frustrated, to tell you the truth. And they're going to get mad at me on this one, no problem. He got to start being angry with the people. The people voted for President Bwaga for the change. They voted for the president to transform their life and transform the country. But when you got few people enjoying, and when they complain, and when they protest, President Bwaga get angry. And they beat the people, like the students, they jail them, because the whole government is being frustrated government. Dr. Richardson, the whole government is frustrated. Gregory Kuma is frustrated that things are happening like he expected. The ministries are all confused. The AFS soldiers are talking about the salary. They put $600,000 in the budget for them instead of $6 million. And the whole thing is just messed up. The president is always seemed to be angry with the Liberian people. Then to those he hired, he employed.
The House of Representatives should formally adopt the population tier-based apportionment framework as the official electoral apportionment methodology for the Republic of Liberia, with explicit recognition that each country's threshold is country-specific and derived from its own population divided by the assigned tier quota, and that there is no single uniform national quota. Recommendation 2. The total number of House seats should be increased from 73 to 89, consistent with the tier-based apportionment results set forth in Section 3 of this proposal. Recommendation 3. The National Election Commission shall immediately initiate constituency delimitation planning in accordance with the proposed seat allocation set forth in Table 2 of this proposal upon legislative adoption of the tier-based apportionment framework and subsequent concurrence of the Senate. Recommendation 4. The legislature shall enact enabling legislation to codify the population tier-based apportionment framework and the alienances configuration, ensuring it's consistent with transparent application to all future census-based reapportionment cycle. There is a report from the committee all time.
Well, thank you too for adding additional 16 seats already. We already crying already from the 73 lawmakers, behavior, their attitude, and we'll be adding additional 16. We'll make it 89. That's good. Congratulations to the committee. Mark, we're back after the little break. At least, thank God you guys were in flight with other things, but I think watch some of the video. But from the beginning of the show, Mo will ask you, and you didn't answer our question yet about the deacon statement towards you people, especially Liberians, and you didn't talk about that. Maybe it slipped your mind. You just went up to the CSA or us issues. But we're asking you, what say you with the deacon parable? I don't know it's parable or proverbs or what you may call.
Monk, please give me 1 minute because I know we're not coming back to last topic again with proceeding. Please. The problem here, like this government promised Liberian people they were going to take pay bi-weekly, and they didn't succeed on that. And it makes they continue to say that in under their administration, people are taking paid on time. And I know people for the past 3 months now they haven't even taken paid. And this is why they are trying to silence them, not to be speaking. This government are led to show up, and you people are paying people on time. You're elected to come and be saying it. But because they have failed, they have lied to the Liberian people, they want to silence them. This is why they're coming up with this disclosure agreement for people to sign. This is not good. This is abuse of human rights and freedom of speech. Go ahead, Monk. Thank you.
Well, I can't blame the president. We all know the president is a tribalist and he's anti-diaspora. From his statement, he will make some vague statement. He will insult people. That's why he is able-bodied lieutenant. They keep insulting people. You saw it from the finance minister. The bread and butter issue had him an open university or school to teach Liberian people. That's what you get. You know, politics it's a game. You know, we tell our people the challenge facing Liberia is economic and the economy and jobs. No matter who you put over there, if you cannot get someone to address those issues, you will keep running in circles. So when they get power, they will come back to abuse you because they are aware of financially. You, the common people, will always be the one to take the insult, and you will figure out things for yourself until you can rise above your emotions and feelings to do what is right. I don't blame Joseph Boaga. Joseph Boaga have never had a job in the private sector for his entire life. Why make you think when you make him president in this day and age, he's going to create jobs? It's just common sense. There is no way. It's not about what you promise on the campaign trail. It's all about what you can deliver and your background. You cannot hire a mechanic to come and do the job of a carpenter. No, it will never work. Maybe I keep asking you this question. When you watch the news about Iran, every global war, it have an economic narrative. When you put your TV on and you watch the whole Iran, why you hear straight off a move? I have to say I want to fight in the war in the water. No, because I where the oil is. The oil is what determines the economic viability of the whole war, because all the factories manufacturing depends on energy. The entire industrialized world is about resources. Why you think China will want to come and build railroad in Guinea and spend 18 billion because it's an investment for what? To create raw material, to create jobs. Everything in the world comes down to jobs and the economy. Until you can find a better manager, you will never get nothing good in Liberia, no matter how many presidents you recycle. So I can't blame Joseph Boakai when he insult us in the diaspora. He already in power. His 6 years is guaranteed. You must wait for 6 more years before you can go and roll the dice again. So when you see the leg of Joseph Boakai, I told you, for me, I made a prediction about Joseph Boakai. We won't get nothing out of him. It will just be one thing here and there, you know, just I call it winding down the clock. And, you know, you got 6 years on the clock, and every year, just pretend you can do little here and there. There is no structure. There is no policy that will talk about jobs. Can you imagine, like we just said, maybe now you understand why our government can weaponize job so that people can become slaves to take anything. I told you this on so many occasions. I said if I was in Liberia, I prefer burning coal than to go look for government job because it makes absolutely no sense.
Sure, Mom. Yes.
If I to go burn my coal and bring it to the market and sell it, at least I will be doing something better. Absolutely. When you look at they get something they call the time value of money, and you look at the inflation, I was just looking at something online, right? 1980, $100 into this money is $395. And there were people making at least $200 or $250 per month back in the 80s. So I know we cannot pay them $800 or $900 today. But at least $300 to $400 per month will sound a little bit reasonable looking at the cost of living and the inflation. Inflation, everybody measure inflation around the world. That's why even in the US, they keep adjusting the minimum wage because you can't be paying $700 for rent. Then your rent go to $900 after 3 years. Then you say making the same money, you're already in poverty. So in the case of Liberia, why would I want to take a job that will pay me less than $150 a month? I will make more money burning coal or making my potato green garden and bringing it to Douala and pushing it. I think I will do better than you who say you are working in government. But like I said, when you don't have job, when people become desperate, they will do anything and everything. Matter of fact, our government have even weaponized unemployment for their own political benefit. So people will keep doing things just to survive. And guess who benefit at the end of the day? The ones that are in power. That's why when they come to power, they don't focus on the private sector. They don't bring about value improvement to the resources. They don't go and some better deals because at the end of the day, they want everybody to come and kiss the ring. Because the only way you can kiss the ring is to look for a government job. And once you can look for government job, then it means that people can control your decision because you're afraid. Can you imagine you got Librarian? Even though they know that $100 cannot even sustain them for 3 weeks. But talking about, oh, what will we do? I live better than doing nothing. That's how the guys, they have programmed our people to accept mediocrity.
Yes. And let me add you up to that quickly. Even up to this age and time, people are still making $50. That's just an abuse. You know, sometimes most of our people think that they just said they think that just working or maybe going to school is just about you getting a piece of job to do. Most of our people, they just think that by the time you get a job, that means life is okay. No, you can become self-employed. The one just said there were sometimes somebody motorcyclist. I see someone else complain. I say, no, my brother, you don't have to complain because most of you are even making more money than even without even working.
Yeah.
So why are you complaining? The only thing is fight hard to better your life because the government will not change anything. And once you just know it before, Brother AB come up, the government is not in the position to change your life. They're only there to manipulate it so that their life can get better more and more. They're not there for you. If someone there for you, for example, someone really there for you, the first thing the person will look at and say, no, I can't be making $10,000, then the person making $50. That's an insult. So what? People allow corruption, criminal behavior. That one person be making $10,000, then someone in the same entity, the director that making $15,000 or $7,000 or $8,000, $10,000, but you have the janitor that making $150. Is that not insult? That people that even care about you. So every weekend you should beg them, Mom, hey, look, people are working, but they are backwards. But AB, I beg you, because this thing really getting to some. These are some of the reasons I have follow-up question for AB, for you, Mark, and Brother Ali, because for me, I'm still disappointed with you people on that side. I don't know the reason why you people keep supporting the politicians. Let me be frank. I've been saying this time with our numbers. I don't see the reason. Because Brother AB, Brother Ali, Mark, if you people on that side, your life are better, the little thing you're doing there, you can easily survive. But you have to come down here and succumb to the politics. Look at my see our man of God. Now we barely going to where is he there? Yeah. Let me show you. See this one. Where is it? Where is the view? Thank you. See this one. Yeah, it's Grand Bassa County, I think district number 2 representative. This man who lived almost all of his life in the US. Come down here and become lawmaker. Yeah, see? Tell me, what will you get for these kind of people?
You know, Mabon, when you guys are talking, Mon talk about the time value of money. Look, Mon, $50 US in 1980 is equivalent to a purchasing power of approximately 237 cents April of this year. That's how much the value of $50 was at the time. And I can tell you this, you have people that were store-bought, people that were just working in almost like menial jobs, but not a day they were ever out there, they could keep their children in private schools. They could afford to sustain their homes. But today, they're not even getting that. You still maintaining people at that kind of level today with $50. Calculate $50 today, and of course, the value of it today. It's nothing. And then to come back to what Mabon was talking about in the diaspora over here, Mabon, as long as you got family in Liberia, you gotta save your resources in our economy, whether we like it or not. You got your family, you got your mothers, you got maybe your children over there. You still got your partner over there.
My point is not about people supporting. My point is, most of you out there, or most of you on that side, you stay with the politicians. And yet, today that my deacon is not telling you people that all of you are just backing.
But Mabon, let me tell you this. Your deacon, that's the reason why for me, I put the whole thing as being an ingrate. And you know what? Sometimes when people used to say this thing, people get angry. They say President Baka is not a man that appreciate things. This man, his whole time, Baka, his sustenance was coming from this very diaspora. For him to be talking to people, talking down on it, talking about, the people in the down, they're not here, we are here, that we don't want to put into. I mean, what are you talking? You're talking about people that
let me interrupt you. I want to ask you the question because you are asking that I interrupted you. Recently, the government are bringing the LPA system. So I asked you're going to pay for only $100 a month.
Yeah.
What kind of business will look at you and give you LPA?
And give you LPA about $300 or something, or $400. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it.
Why? Because the LPA system that they rescue government.
Some of my friends that I talked to, more especially from civil service, I think they carry there, but I think the whole LPA is something based on your salary. When you're making $100, I think you can only get maybe $50 thing. Yeah, so I'm like, what's the essence? The under building material they can get the LPA on. You see, those are those civil service.
More. What kind of LPA people? CSA 2-3 months. Maybe that, for example, maybe won't take LPA 2-3 months. Maybe haven't taken pay. What kind of group of people that will still be giving? That will even be having trust in that kind of
thing? Let's do basic mathematics here before you go to ABM before we can go to the land. If you are making $1.50 per month in Liberia, your transportation, your feeding, your children's school fee, and you are not getting paid regularly, sometimes on average you get paid after every 2 to 3 months. How many years of your life would take for the people to buy one piece of land, one about the paying out?
And the LPA, before you go to certain people to get building material, they have to make sure you get your land deed or everything.
More thank you for that. That's why you see there are a lot of people that are into so many dubious behavior. Let me be from more. You just stretch a very good point. That's why you see people into drug business. Because let me be frank, some of us will know that our John brothers that we know before, but then most of them they finish only 2 to 3 horses for all kinds of things. So people think that, look, my man, you be wasting your time and we will do what we can do to survive. And people are surviving by the way of crops, by the way of doing things just so that they can survive. Then you have people who think that yes, that go through the system. my brother, you remain poor forever. That's the fact. There are people who worked for the past 25 years. They have nothing to show. We complain that our parents were not serious to build our foundation. Today, I don't even know whether our poor children to whether they will not be crying from this same thing that maybe they will be thinking that maybe that we're not serious. Because they say, Mom, the expenses is just too much. You got to pay LEC bill. LEC is on your back. Even though you're not enjoying it though, but you have to pay. In fact, Monk, the money we spend on and there for food. Oh God. I don't even know.
But maybe you go far. Before the crisis in our country, mothers that were doing Lapabido business, they could send their children to St. Mary's. They could afford to send their children to private schools. Yeah, and they have sufficient food home. I'm talking from experience. I saw that. I know family people that were involved in those things. But again, like I stated, maybe we come back to the recklessness that you found today. The president, that's why every time, maybe if you hear the phrase, oh, the president has the bullet pulpit, this is the problem. When you set the tone, the way you set the tone, how the people going to follow? Immediately, how they're going to follow. And that's what happened in our country. Look, I was shocked when I heard the line of Gafua talking about they're going to set the Department of Bread and Butter. Honestly, I didn't expect that from that guy. Because that's somebody that I know. That's somebody that I know, and I knew, and I know the kind of demeanor, even politically, when you're a student activist. Those kind of words to emanate from him, but because he saw his boss doing it. And this boss was heavily relying on people supporting from the very diaspora. But to the point that he even told he wanted ego learning. Because that ego, the learning of that ego was sustaining his life. And then today to talk down upon the very people because they're speaking on critical issues. And then if you're a citizen, you're demolishing that home and you're talking about, you say God not creating new home. Who the Liberian in that place, I don't know that God is not creating new land any part of the world anymore. For you to kind of use this kind of words, every time they critical you get angry and you speak the thing. Anger is not going to solve the thing. Oh man, you told the people that you're going to solve their problem. Not a single, if you do job analysis, not a single job that you're created in that place. The economy is in the, I don't know, they don't say in the toilet right now. I don't know where it is right now.
In the septic tank. In the combo, because the combo in the house. The septic tank.
Yeah, in the house. It goes way down there.
And they are even about printing additional. What kind of country is this?
Yeah. And then like, you're just trying to do things to help to speed up the inflation in the country. Because when you got a lot of money chasing few things over there, it's going to be a problem. You got a lot of money, local money, chasing few US dollars. That's why the inflation is going to get exacerbated in that place. But because you got ulterior, just imagine you got the contemporary politics. Let me tell you, even Mr. Taylor has an economist at the finance ministry at the central bank. Eli Sktv was an economist, and he had and then at the foreign ministry, at the finance, they are accountants. But right now, Mr. Boga got two accountants that know nothing about economy. you put economic graph in front and they can't read it.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Well,
guys, people can get to the line, man.
Everything about us is just the same. Nothing has changed when you say
it's in the reverse. It's in the reverse, totally reverse.
But the reason why the government came to power is to better the livelihood of our people. It's not about them looking for all kinds of cases, things that make no sense to some of us. That's what they are doing back to back, while our life continue to go backward. But again, let's go to the line to take a few calls. David King, good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Let me say good afternoon to the guys in the diaspora. You know, Mr. Baka right to call every Liberian to talk. Not just the guys in the diaspora, because the very diaspora today, and Mr. Baka is heavily criticizing and insulting all of them there. He was living on the diaspora before. He had a dependable nephew. He had a dependable cousin, his cousin Waterspoon, who were sending him money from the very diaspora every month for him to live. This man served the country as the highest paid vice president in our country history. After 1 year, after losing power, he could not Send himself to hospital and not fee himself. Or you are depending on ego that are learning for America. So today, when the people criticize the wrongdoing of him, then he come back to tell us, when you go on a long distance, you follow a group of dog party at you, or you say you jump out of there, you will not reach where you go. Mr. Booker is right.
All right. Thank you so much, David King, to this caller. Good evening.
Good evening, my brother Maybon. My name is Jeremiah Siawe. I joined the platform on district number 6. You guys have said it all. You know, there's a reason why now when Steve talking, people can get issue with Steve.
I'm telling you, my brother.
Steve can be too rough in saying some things. Listen to your president today. How he addressed the diaspora. Where money was coming from 2023 elections, 24 hours to support military party. That the people you say they're backing the door. And you're making a remark as the president. When somebody come and say something, you promise the people to better their lives. What a job that you say you're going to create job, that the parent will be able to work to send their kids to school, to take the kids from the school, and let me say from the street, from selling between cars. That's the promise you made. Where are the jobs? Today we're praying for LEC. Basic community going up to 12%. Team president going up gradually. People I suffocated in the houses because no stable parent.
Telling you, my
Now
brother.
people complaining, you say that when people are complaining. So you expect us to be happy? When they do wrong thing, when you go there and say, oh, we're doing job, we are done, you did XYZ. There's a reason why when people voted you out. Because you were not doing the right thing, and you promised to do the right thing, and you're not doing it. So what you're supposed to do? Should you complain? We have to complain because you're not doing the right thing.
All right. Thank you so much. We have to complain because you're not doing the right thing. Today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, neighbor, evening, this is what we are calling from Grand Bassa County.
Thank you for joining us from Grand Bassa.
Yeah, people are sharing all. But the thing that draws my attention has to do with our president again want to create new
Additional 16 seats.
Additional 15 seats. So what is the constraint with being a legislature that they are faced with, on which they are breaking in, and never move 15 seats again?
The people say you people are born in plenty and there are no direct representation, so they want maybe some of your community to be sharing the two.
So you see how the government is want to misuse our money. People are suffering, no job in the country, no company is not talking about it, but they are talking about their state, how to make money, how to get money, and steal our money. That's all they are after for.
Oh.
I don't know whether that cares for the country here. Any president will do it, they're doing their own thing. Any president will do it, they're doing their own thing. They are not thinking about the survivability of the citizen. Just thanking my people.
Thank you so much. There where we have to go back to Article 1 of the Constitution. To this caller, good evening.
Thank you. That's my car. And concern Liberia for justice. Let me say kudos to the panelists in the US there. And like I was saying the last time, if it was not because some of our brothers and sisters have the opportunity to leave this country and travel, then automatically the country has collapsed.
Exactly.
Because absolutely nothing is working here. And that's what they don't want to hear. So at the end result, they reverse to insult and arrogance. And nobody is responsible for your error. When the president talk about the president say, even Equa Commission came to the country. They told him, Mr. President, when you win the election, you win it as a party. What you need to do, unify the country, all the reconciliation into place. That's the only way you can move from reconciliation. But you felt that you know all. Even other opposition leaders that can be able to provide some guidance. He decided to put them away. They talk about the final ministry. Ekante, Gafwan absolutely has no information as to where he can go to get the money to bring it to the government. See the kind of money they're talking about printing. 79 billion.
79 billion. Additional though, they're not changing the money.
The printing of that money. We are not having no money yet. The money that was brought into the country that was printed by the past government, the balance was brought into the country by President Walker. But you
All right, that one will be discussed tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll look at that one tomorrow. Today's caller, good evening.
Good evening, good evening to your fellow panelists.
Yeah, go ahead, sister.
I don't know whether the advisor to the president, the for past president, current president, are they really brave to look at president and tell them, oh, the way you are proceeding is wrong? If they are not doing that, they need that free money they are eating. Because advisor there to tell the president the right thing. Why would they make the old people go far insulting people? Telling the people they are defaming. They say they defaming.
Even the religious people, they haven't made any kind of statement they see as just normal parable or normal proverb that people can just.
What will become of our next generation? Because they are only country that they don't have the resources we got to pay their fire. We have got so many, we are nowhere. So they got Christ on the nation. Thank you,
Thank you, my sister. We don't know where we're heading to as a nation, but God there. Today's call up, good evening. All right, so I think the WhatsApp line is very, very busy. There are so many calls coming from the WhatsApp line. Let me see quickly. Yeah, I think one Victoria try calling also from the WhatsApp. Let me get her on from Diaspora. Maybe she want to have a say. Yeah, because these are people that the president talking about. That they just talking. Yeah, my sister, good evening and WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. How you doing?
How are you, Mabel? How you doing?
Well, I'm fine. Thank God for life.
Okay, so maybe I just want to partake a little bit. So did I hear our president putting Diaspora's door?
Yeah, but a lot of people telling him today.
The man say you broke your back.
Serious? Are you people serious? I want to just say, I say for acting, well, I don't blame. That's the reason why Donald Samuel is the way he is, or all the government officials, because we got an intolerant president.
The president can call people dog. Why he people then who they because
come out and say, you people are just saying, we know we are working if people talking, but we're not going to listen to them.
Thank you. In the simplest form.
Calling people dogs. Simple as that. Just tell people say, oh, we're not going to listen. We're just going to continue doing what we're doing, But don't come out and call people dogs.
But there's some parable they don't easily use because some of the parables, sometimes people will use the parable based on their own situation and the time.
Exactly. Why will you come out and tell them calling people dogs? If there's a sin Diaspora that supported you, these are the sin people take it. Why would you say that? You are not president for crying out loud. You are the father for the nation. Why would you even say that? This is the same man that said he weakness to see the good in people. Now I see this is true. He really has that weakness of seeing good in people.
All right. Thank you so much, sister. Yes. Thank you. So much. All right. Thank you. I know it's not easy, but again, God is just. I want to you, Samuel, my brother. Good evening. Yeah, go ahead. Listening to you. I want to you, Samuel.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me say good evening to all the foreigners there. Therefore, you see, therefore, what we expect to get from somebody who can degree the style of a really gamma group. That is things we get. Don't think that they learn about administration. Therefore, no thing that not applicable. See, like people will make mistakes. We cannot vote for somebody who has contemporary knowledge about administration. If they say they were really gamma group, the knowledge that they got is no longer applicable. That more than do a calculation for the time whether they are up to now. See,
in short, are you saying that some of the parables now that we shouldn't be using some of the parables or maybe some of the proverbs?
Let Joseph that's how using parables. We all will be using parables.
All right, thank you. Maybe the president who talking to all of us, those of us who talking too much. Today's caller, good evening.
How are you, bro?
I'm okay, my dear brother. Thank God for life. How you doing?
Hello to the other people. Well, maybe I've been listening for some time now, some of them been caught. But look at the statement now we're getting from our own president now. Therefore, it's nice to say in the country, but what talk about hardship as the people saying, then the president want to get there. Why would he get there when it's here that they know all the problems they come to solve? In South Africa, they know all the problems. Therefore, as I was speaking to you now, I'm damn hearted. Can you imagine my wife is sick? It's a bush. Even they want to go and go kill the money there. Because of hardship. Can you imagine? They want people speaking when they get it first. Why would they get there? And you have to walk into the situation that we in.
All right. It's my dear brother. Thank you so much. Myself, I'm in that. In fact, I'm in empathy with you. Hello, today's caller. Good evening.
Yeah, thank you for having me on your show, man. I listen to express my different fashion. Maybe it's not easy. We that put up a necessary. We don't know where to put ourselves. This government has failed us totally. This government is telling us with all the problems we're facing in the country. Are you creating another 16 seats added to the 73 that we have? Where are you taking money from to tell the people? The money that will take from
No, let me tell you what some of you don't understand. When it comes to the governance system, especially when it comes to things that can make them happy, they will find money. That won't find they just normal. So I don't know how long will Liberia understand these things.
I choose Lebron. Because no money in this country. But when lawmakers appear to remove somebody, the money will be there. When you get told the owner yesterday, you own the country property, he said, yeah, I can listen to you. That's it. You ask the owner, you can own the country property, he said, yeah. Then when he won election, he said, you get told him that if you win election, you shouldn't tell the Liberian people that old age problem. If you tell the Liberian people that old age problem, then you will have to continue. And that's the problem that was between here and Yeke until today, they forcibly remove Yeke from the power.
All right. Thank you so much. Illegally, what they are doing there, I think up to now, because they are still. Let me take the WhatsApp call quickly. Then we'll go to the team. Yeah, I think this call been calling. Yeah, we will have to see on the show. Yeah, this evening is 13 more minutes to go, people. Those of you who are watching and still listening to our video, yeah, my dear brother, good evening. What's up, everything? Hello. All right. If you are busy, then I think we because you've been calling us on the WhatsApp, so that's why we wanted you to have your say on the show. Okay, yeah, we're getting you, but yeah, we go ahead.
Yeah, maybe on the man. I don't know why you guys give me backing. You guys are backing, man. The man told you that he was a pacemaker patient. The man told you were living on law. The Bible told you he didn't have anything about himself. But for the head of Jawia, they still went on and voted him. So what do you expect? Only dogs can think like that. So the Bible is 100% right, my man. Let us start getting vexed. Now only dog can think the way people think and the point and put it in power. Because all the things we are doing, it was nothing for them. So like I said, they are all dogs for voting for that Pape.
No, I think you probably want to misinterpret the parable. Will not take that one. What? Hello, today's caller. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Thank you. You see, I'm
No, but listen to me. Thank you. In fact, for that, I think for the beginning of the show, I said that people, even lawyers that will complain here, people, in fact, listen, let us hear all. That Sktv, in fact, that you get rid of Sktv because of this, because of that. Yeah, today, but Thursday we're coming for them Thursday, but that time, Steve will be here Thursday. Then we all know them will know now who get parables part of friend. And the one who backing, you're right. no bad thing. All right. Thank you. Let me just take this second to the last caller, then we'll move back to our team. Hello.
What I was thinking.
Yeah, my brother, go ahead.
The name is of favorite.
Yeah, Charlie. Oh, Charlie using different number. Go ahead, brother. Oh, okay. Go ahead, brother.
I think you get a pull and you saw my rail knowledge I made.
Yeah. What do you get problem with the old parables and the old proverbs? I thought, in fact, we used to have some. They say patient. I know patient. What he working at it? What kind of life is this? There are some parables.
You know, our country just put a sort of political deception and hypocrisy. When they say you suppose use the Bible, then you say, see,
man said, like now I will not carry the car.
Hello?
Who register that people, insure everything.
Hello, go ahead. All right. Yes, go ahead, Chas.
When they say you suppose use the Bible, then you say cigarette, but when they want to they say that insulted or insulting. That's the kind of lateral we have never. You know, I told you already our leader can have washer to teach that on how they will treat the people after election. Because they just get the same way, never no change. So I should have washer right after election, treat them ready. So I never want to go to the farm and say, you support yourself, support myself. Nobody supporting us, right?
Thank you. Thank you for the last call. I like that. Like I interesting.
Yeah, how you doing?
But I'm okay, thank God. I don't want to get parable. And I wait Thursday, you keep all your parables. Thursday, with a parable day.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't mean it per se. We don't get friends, but sometimes people will say, oh, man, I'm president. But that man, actually, something you see, you get ready, meaning to see it.
Okay.
But I hold it doing that way.
Okay.
So, you know, but I don't know what you're saying.
Okay.
Seriously, but sometimes I mean, our grandfather, but you already see the president. We have to control it.
All right, thank you. We got to go, people. Thanks to all of you, Mark. Yeah, I think we can use the remaining 8 minutes of our time at least to talk about some of the things. Then we're going for the day, the 79 billion. Maybe tomorrow we'll look at that additional printing of 79. Go ahead, Mark. But Ali and Brother Ebi, we got to go.
Yeah. First. Yeah, you know, again, let me say thanks to the callers, and it's good that everyone is kind of concerned and in tune to the plight of Liberia. It's unfortunate President Boakai is at a point where he is behaving. This behavior is so abnormal for especially a man of his age and his caliber. But it's unfortunate. Quite honestly, I did not expect this kind of behavior from this quote-unquote experienced deacon / president. For him to be insulting all, even if you are speaking figuratively or parable or whatever, to equate something to dog, and then you say they're not here. We that here would do that. We don't understand what we're doing. I mean, you have stated that dogs. Then you said they're not here. They are in the diaspora and they're just talking. So we the talking here around here now. We the dogs. It's unfortunate, but again, this is what Liberia had. You know, during the previous government, a minister, Eugene Fargon, went to jail just for insulting a senator, Edwin Snow. And his boss, who happened to be the president at the time, did not do anything about it. But you had this guy, you got a non-entity like people as Sandro then, calling Mr. Cummings, then they know nothing, calling George Weah, how they call it what? Mosquito brain, and insulting people. And the court was complete impunity because they see the president set the tone like that. And that's the nation you got right now. And I heard somebody talking about, oh, the president can be angry because people can just be insulting on radio, this and that. But look at the expressions that are emanating from the president. And last and even in the United States here, just in New York, a district headed by, I know maybe you guys have heard this guy, Alexander Ocasio-Cortez. A district, you know how many people in that district, maybe 776,000 people. a representative, a district is 776,000 people. She's representing them. Now you got Liberia that got districts that the human being they reach to 400. But they got a district that over there, and they pay those guys exorbitant money, especially the rural districts. Okay? You know how much they pay her? $14,500. They're not buying her car. They're not paying her staff in her apartment. I know that she takes home $174,000. But you got those people over there, they come there to enrich themselves. You buy car, $45,000 car for people, and then today you're telling the Liberian you want to increase that particular thing. Some of the district needs to be consolidated right now under one person because of the population. But no, they're not looking at the plight of the country. It's all about themselves, maybe. So sometimes we got to highlight some of these things. What this great United States, the biggest economy in the world, they're telling you one representative. Forget about the senator, because the senator is the whole state. A representative, 776,000 people. A representative is leading in a district, and that's what she get paid for. She got to attend to the plight of those people. And so again, I know time is fast spent, Maybon, and thanks for the time.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you all for
Brother Mark. Maybe, but I'll leave if you can go because we have so many things tomorrow. By God's grace.
Oh yeah, tomorrow I think we
yes,
we'll delve further into the president comment because we don't have that much now. We only got a couple of minutes left. But it's a pattern, This president supported the ICE enforcement, the deportation against Liberians, even though, Joseph Parker campaign fund never only came from America. Maybe you got to go look at the data when it comes to remittances and how much Liberians contribute to the economy. We contribute almost 18% of the entire GDP of that country from remittances, and most of it go to medical expenses, food. The UNDP, they broke it down into medical expenses, feeding, school fees, and I think what's it?
All sustenance.
Sustenance, yeah. So you can't blame the president. The people in the diaspora always want the best. That's why I keep telling you, when you go back to Liberia history, they always blame people in the diaspora for inciting violence in Liberia, because when you live in the Western world, you want your country to do better. And people in the diaspora, they are the one that always pay attention. They always hold the government feet to the fire. So in the war of Joseph Parker, the diaspora is his enemy. He wants for people to be silent in Liberia. He wants people that are making $75 per month to just sit there and keep quiet. And people in the diaspora will not stand for that.
No.
So that statement is well calibrated. It's not a mistake. It's not a hyperbole or something, how you can call it, or parable or whatsoever. No. Joseph Parker knows exactly what he's saying. He attacking the people from the diaspora, and we know him for that. Joseph Parker has this deep-seated hatred for people in the diaspora and people who he considers to be American Liberian. He's tribalistic. That's just who he is. So he didn't use that parable just for the sake. He thinks that the people from the diaspora are crying too much on his government, and he wants us to be like the people who are back home who will just ignore everything except anything. And the people in the diaspora will not stand for that. I mean, the vast majority of people in the diaspora will not stand for that. And as a result, the president believes that we are his arch enemies, even though we are all Liberian. He said it with immigration, and now he's on the record again. So it's now a mistake. You know what he's saying?
It's a pattern.
Yep.
It's a pattern, man.
Yes, that's just it there, because the president and all his officials, and this is what I just said when it comes to what the Josiah Joker made people to sign 3 weeks ago. They have already signed it before he coming out today to talk about it, because I know a lot of ministry, they sign up people, and when I add, they say, Masale, what we get to do, we have no choice. People have already signed it. Almost 65% or 77% already signed that document. So he just coming out today to say it. And these are some of the things, because Liberian, they can't even say get job to get job. It's not an easy thing. So they will abuse them, and they will piercing them, they will remain quiet. So this is how they want it to be.
Yeah,
so,
imagine 150 job.
Yeah,
I gotta go say.
Maybe I forgot something. Maybe I forgot something before we close. Can you imagine people talking about the diaspora being part of the decision-making process in terms of voting election, and you got the president calling people dogs?
So the meaning that will not even say be part of the decision-making of voting.
That discussion will not even come in the House of Representatives.
The problem here, I will say,
they don't have tolerance for it.
We don't know why and all. You will not see dog going after cat. You will not see dog going after cat. We don't know why and all. We don't find a friend dog. You can't find human being. So that's it. That I'm under parable. They don't know one another. Inshallah.
We're coming for that whole dolphin. That will be on Thursday. On Thursday, we will know more parable. But again, folks, good night to all of you. We see you on
There's
tomorrow.
no justification for those kind of utterances. Maybe it's sad. It's sad. No justification for those kind of utterances. Yes, they're not parable over there. You're insulting people. Yeah, take care, man.
That is part of the 42 years experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
In
Why you think that just happened?
People. Yeah, but I mean, guys, we'll see tomorrow. Maybe thanks for the time.
We where we should be. But we're not complaining about the past. Don't cause the darkness, turn the light on. We hear a lot of criticism from people, but don't mind them. They don't live here. We live here. We know what we want for our people. When you are walking a long distance and you have a lot of dogs barking at you, if you stop to throw a rock at each dog, you will not reach. Just move on, move on. Our job is to move on to build our country, make it better for our people, give them good drinking water, good roads, electricity, quality education for their children, good environment. That's the purpose. That's why they stood up to elect us. And we where we should be. But we're not complaining about the past. I always say, forget about the past. Don't cause the darkness, turn the light on. We hear a lot of criticism from people, but don't mind them. They don't live here. We live here. We know what we want for our people. When you are walking a long distance and you have a lot of dogs barking at you, if you stop to throw a rock at each dog, you will not reach. Just move on, move on. Our job is to move on to build our country.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Foreign people who waiting to sell. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here and the promise of them. The welcome and life without fear.
A lyrical
Master.
Cleverly, so I can't ask it if you been you. Say my journey, Tina can ask my jamo. And you no money, and you. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I delay ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I delay ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the biggie, and I don't get it now. Cause you work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Foreign people who waiting to sell. The flashing our time and our efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the premise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, Sano to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.